Hello, I'm Herm Gailey, here with a 2-year-old filly we call Josie. We're going to work on something that is important and often overlooked. Now, this little horse is just getting the idea of backing up when you ask her to. And that's a useful thing to have on your horse for a whole variety of reasons, but it, among other things, is a respect-based maneuver. You can move the horse out of your space. This filly does not really want to lean on you too much, but if she gets a little troubled, she'll sort of snuggle up with you and say, hey, how about some support? But, you know, when they weigh 1,000 pounds, it's a little hard to be their emotional support animal. So I'm going to work on something that I learned actually from my dad. He said, you know, all of these horses, they'll respect your space when you're facing them. They will respect your space and get back when you're looking at them. They react to your eye and your attitude, and they read you that way. Then you turn your back on them, and it's a field day. They climb in your hip pocket, they step on you and pull your boots off. Let's have that happen anymore. So he sort of showed me a few things to do that would maybe get a horse to where they weren't inclined to walk on you when you were walking along with your back to them. So I'm going to stop. And if she was trying to crowd me, I would keep my rein, my lead in my left hand, and I would keep the tail in my right hand. And that's there to be a windshield wiper. And she's pretty sensitive. That scared her a little bit. So all I know now, all I need to do is kind of be there. See, and if I stop, I need her to stop right when I do. I don't want to intimidate her, but I do want her to know that my back deserves just as much respect as my front end. And I'll tell you where this will really pay off. I've had a few times when I'm out on a trail ride and there's a bank that's steep and slippery and icy maybe, and I've had to work my way down and have the horse behind me, and you don't want a 1,200-pound lapdog pushing on you. See, she got to be a little relaxed, right? So what you want to do is have that horse to where when you're going down there, you can concentrate on not falling going down the bank. And they're concentrating on not falling going down the bank and also on not walking on you. So I'm going to stop. She was a little slow. I'll remind her. Stop. She's getting the idea. Stop. Take a step backward. Definitely getting the idea. Now I'm going to show you something else that falls into my crude but effective category. And it comes with a warning. If you do this with a big snotty horse that's likely to blow forward, you're going to wind up face planting pretty hard. But you know, if a horse was crowding another horse, what would the lead horse do? He'd pick up his foot. She's pretty clever. She saw that foot coming and was already gone. But if you want to get them paying attention to your feet, where they are, well, just use your doggone foot. Looks pretty silly, but I gave up on looking anything but silly quite a little while ago. So what you want to do is end up with a horse that mirrors your steps. So I'm going to stop. Now I'm going to take a step. That was one step. She was one step. I'm going to take a step. Whoop, that was 2 steps. That was 1 step. That was another step. That's a stop. 1 step, 2 steps, 1 step back. And that's a horse at this point that's really doing a pretty good job of hooking on becoming very aware of your body position, the space you're occupying, and what you expect from them. She's not intimidated, and I'm not too proud to just love on them a little bit after this, because if they're good, they're good. But I don't mind being demanding on them. There's a big, big, important difference between being demanding and being quarrelsome. And I watch a lot of people who fancy themselves horse trainers who know more than I do, who can't get past their own quarrelsome disposition. So let's see. I think the last video I did, I insulted all the clinicians in the world. This time I've insulted some horse trainers. But I've got most of my friends in the world are horse trainers, so I better be careful. I'm running out of friends and people to offend. But you don't want to quarrel with your horse. You just want to communicate with them. And sometimes that communication can be pretty definite. And you want it to be. So, there's something to think about. Does your horse respect your back the same way they do your front? One problem is, I'm looking over here, I heard her footsteps a little. I'm not quite sure what she did back there. I'm working on the eyes in the back of my head, but I only got about 20/50 vision. That's the deal. Give it a try. You'll find maybe that your horse is surprised when they have to pay attention to your back as much as your front. It's a good button to have on there. Come back and see us now.